Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I reckon it's been a good 3 or 4 months since my last one, and last time I was on the Triumph Rocket 3 GT Storm, which I absolutely love. That bike, it's an absolute beast. But today I'm on something a little bit smaller. I'm on the Triumph Scrambler 400xc, which I've got for a couple of weeks. So today I'm just heading off out for a local ride, just going to go around some of the back roads and see what the bike's all about. It's going to have some fun on it, so stay tuned. So first impressions of the bike: as soon as I threw my leg over, I felt at home straight away. Coming from the 1200 Scrambler, which is my current bike that I use for the majority of my riding, you know, I feel at home on this straight away. It just feels nice. You know, the positioning feels the same, but just everything's smaller on this. That could have an advantage as well. I mean, the weight of this is a lot easier to manoeuvre about. You know, this comes in at 186 kilograms, whereas the 1200 is like 230 kilograms. So that's a big difference in weight. You can feel the difference as well, especially the 1200 being very top heavy. Yeah, this is a lot more easier to manoeuvre, you know, just manhandling it really. Also, it's the seat height. You know, the seat height on this is 835mm, whereas the XE is 870mm. So you can notice the difference with that as well. With this, you feel like you're sort of sat in the bike a bit more. And you can touch the floor a lot easier. I mean, I'm 6'1", and I'm flat-footed on this with knees bent, but it just feels really easy to manoeuvre, and that's the first thing I noticed. But the overall position of the bike feels really good. It feels really comfortable. Performance wise, you know, it's not the quickest bike in the world. You know, out of a single cylinder 400cc engine, it's producing 40 horsepower, you know, but how much power do you really need? I mean, it's all personal preference. You know, I prefer to have more torque than power because it's just my style of riding. It's just what I like. You know, I like to be in the higher gears using the torque, you know, but when you jump on something like this with less power, you do have to work the bike more. You have to go up and down the gearbox, and you have to ride the bike, you know. But in some respects, that's actually a lot of fun. You know, going from something that's powerful with loads of torque, you can't really wind it up that much because you're up to speeds in no time. With something like this, it's not blisteringly quick. You know, you can work the bike, use the gearbox. You can actually give it a bit of stick. You're not going stupid speeds for it, but you know, it's enough for this sort of riding. Usually with any bike that I get, first modification I want to make is the exhaust. That's been the same with all of my bikes. That's the first thing I've wanted to change. But if I had something like this, I don't think I would change it. I think it sounds throaty enough as it is. It sounds really good for a single cylinder. The stock exhaust sounds really good. I mean, an aftermarket exhaust on a smaller engine doesn't always sound better. You know, I'm really happy with the way this bike sounds. a couple of small things that could be improved, like now dropping down to 30 miles an hour in third gear. I find the throttle is a little bit jerky. You know, when you keep the steady throttle, it's not too bad, but as soon as you touch it a slight little bit, it does get quite jerky. I mean, just now I'm just touching the throttle very slightly, and you can see it jerking. I know you wouldn't normally ride like that, but that's just to show you the jerkiness of it. But when you change up to a higher gear, you go up to fourth gear, it smooths right out. So it's just knowing the bike, and you just ride accordingly. But yeah, you have to ride the higher gears on this bike, I find, because the lower gears are a little bit jerky. Another little niggle is the side stand. It's either the wrong positioning or it's just too long. Because what I find is, even on flat ground, you have to lean the bike away from you to put the stand up and down. You know, and obviously if you're on uneven ground and you put the stand down, you know, the bike could basically be stood upright, which is what you don't want. You want leaning towards you to stop it falling over. So yeah, that's another little niggle, but nothing too major. The 400 has a 6-speed gearbox, which is really smooth. I find with this you get through the gears quite quick. You end up going from second up to sixth in no time on it. It revs up quite quick. But when you're riding roads like this, it just makes it all the more fun. Like I said earlier, you can use the gearbox, drop the gears down, crack the throttle open, you can have a really good time on it. So just as I was heading back home, I just had a glance over into the car park here on the left, because I recognised the car, and it's my brother. I mean, what are the chances in that? So yeah, I thought I'd pull in and just say hello. Yeah. Look at him.
So what do you think of the 400? Do you like the colour? Oh, he's smiling, look.
He's smiling.
Do you like the yellow?
So what are the chances in that? Bumping into Jordan there, just on my way home, and he just happened to be there in the car park. They've just been off out for a walk with a baby, just out getting some fresh air. That's always nice to stop off and see my little nephew. He's so cute. So what do I think of the Triumph Scrambler 400xc? I've really enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun on this. At first I thought it was going to be a little bit dull. It's proved me wrong. I've had a lot of fun riding it. You know, I think it looks great. It's comfortable. I think it could be a practical bike as well. I mean, for under £7,000, build quality, you know, you can't really argue with it. It's pretty good. A few changes I'd make. I'd probably do away with the handguards, maybe put some bar end mirrors. I'd probably put a tail tidy on it, just to make that look a bit nicer. And a set of knobbly tyres. I'd probably go for some 50/50 Michelin Anarchy Wild tyres on there, something like that. That's probably all I'll change. I like how it looks. It's a really good practical bike, and if you're interested, I'd definitely recommend you go and try one, because I'm pretty sure you'll have a good time on it like I have. So if you could like and subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, it'd be appreciated. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one.